Good night or good morning, Black family. Excuse me. I know y'all can't see me right about now, but I'm driving home. Got done working. And what's the guy's name? Eric Gardner. No, it's not Eric Gardner. I think it's Freddie Gray. I always mix them up, you know. There's so many of us that I call him. But I believe it's Freddie Gray. The judgment came out, and Daniel Bentaleo walks free. He walks free. And the statement came out, I think, from the Department of Justice, or one of the courts, whatever, that the officer, I guess, didn't know he was wrong, and they can't hold him accountable for it. Something along those lines. I don't remember the exact words. But do you see the bullshit? Black family, America, do you see the bullshit? Or let's say the world. This is some BS. If I, as a regular citizen, he's a black person, we always get told ignorance of the law is no excuse. But here it is, Daniel Bentaleo gets over free because of his ignorance. And he was a police officer for over a decade. He should know that a chokehold is illegal. Now, I can understand if, look at the size of him, Freddie Gray was a lot bigger than Mr. Bentaleo. A lot bigger. I get that. And I get that even if you have to subdue somebody, to take them down, do what you gotta do. But guess what? You went too far. He told you you can't breathe dozens of times, 11 times I believe, and you still had your hand on him like that. You murdered him, Mr. Bentaleo. You murdered him. You deserve to be in prison. You deserve to be on death row. And I hope, I don't wish hate on nobody, but guess what? I hope you rot in hell for what you've done. I'm not a hateful person, but all you officers that get off all the time, I hope that's going to live with you for what you've done and the pain you have caused that family. It is going to stay with you. So I hope it pains you and it pains you and it pains you. Because guess what? It's going to pain you so there's nothing you can do to bring him back. Nothing you can do. But another thing I want to ask you is black.
Keep to the left.
Another thing I want to ask us as black people. Why do we think the system is going to change without us fighting back? Why? Because these police keep telling us they work for the system. They work for the people that want us dead. The courts back them up. Yes, you may have one court judge that, give them a little sentence or whatever, the 20 years or whatever. That's once in a while. But for the most part, they're backed up. And we see time and time again, white folks call the police on black folks for the dumbest of things over a parking spot, calling your murder. I don't feel like the police is their personal goon squad to come handle. I don't like to use this word, but the N-word. We as black folks have to understand the system that we're living in right now. And we have to learn how to respond appropriately. You cannot expect a system that was meant to oppress you to help you. That makes no sense whatsoever. None. We have to help each other. We are each other's only friend. This is why I always say we must come together from all parts of the globe, all corners of the globe. We've got to come together. Because guess what? We have no friends with each other.
To the left.
We are each other's only friend and best friend. And that's all it needs to be for us right now. All the time.
Keep
Another one gone. Trayvon Martin, gone. Michael Brown, gone. Freddie Gray, gone. Tamir Rice, gone. Eric Gardner, gone. Most of them by police or mainly white males. Botham John, in his own apartment, gone. We see time and time again these police killers.
In about a quarter of a mile, keep to the left.
Don't be surprised if Amber Geiger gets off. Don't be surprised. I hope she rots in hell too for what she did. But don't be surprised if she gets off. I'm not.
Keep to the left.
And I don't preach violence on nobody. But I believe that we have to stop killing each other and start defending each other. Because we see time and time again these police going crazy and killing one of us. What I want to know is why can't we put down the guns and work together? Because if we work together and keep ourselves in check, there's no need for no police. None. And I believe in an eye for an eye.
In about a quarter of a mile,
I believe that you kill one of us, we get to take one of you out. The one who did it. That's as simple as that.
Keep to the left.
Simple as that. Like I said, I don't wish hate on nobody, on no soul, nowhere on this earth. But this system is evil. There's no way. This is why I always ask white folks who ever see this video one day, what do you think about this situation? What do you think? Because you have the power. Actually, it's funny. I met a white lady today. I picked her up, and we were talking whatever, and I said to her, she does not sound white. And many of you know what I mean by that, the way she talks or whatever. So she asked me, what does white sound like? I'm like, I don't know, but you just sound different. The way you speak is just different. And it was so astounding to me when she said that I don't listen to white folks at all. They're too arrogant. She's white and telling me this. I caught me off guard completely. And she told me how her family used to call her an in lover. This is stories like these is why I said not all white folks are evil. Not all. This is why I always say that y'all can change the system. You guys have the power to change the system. We've been fighting it. But if you guys want to see some change, you guys can actually make change and help out. You ain't gotta be part of our group or something like that, but you can go start your own group. Another thing. The swirling issue has to stop. The swirling has to stop. We need to go back to having a strong black family. A father and a mother in the house. But I don't understand why is it today that a lot of us think it's okay to swirl. Not saying that it's not okay. It's not okay for me. I'm not, y'all live your life. But knowing our history with these people, and you still go swirl with them, something's wrong. Something is wrong with that picture. At least to me. I know too much of my history to the point where I see one of them, and it's like, it instantly is with my history. It's instantly. And I try not to offend a lot of people because guess what? I find out that not every white person is this way or is racist. They're not, a Richard Type or anything like it. Richard Spencer or anything like him. But, they all benefit from racism, white supremacy. They all do. Some will even admit it. But my thing about it is we as black folks have to know the game and play the game properly and get our freedom. When I say ours, I mean globally. Ours, globally. This is why I say, those of us in the global African diaspora have to shout the term ADOS supporters. We have to vote alongside ADOS. I'm not saying that, you know, we vote and then we get a piece of that check. No. I'm saying if we lend our voice, because guess what, when the time comes for us to get ours, ADOS is going to come behind us full force. And so we're going to, y'all are fighting for us? All right, we're going to turn around and we're going to fight for you. We're going to help out. All these white countries owe us reparations, every last one of them. For slavery and many of the other things. So, we have to, it is the only way. There is no me in team. Actually, there isn't me. There's no I in team. We are one family. We are one family. So we gotta come together as one family, and we gotta act like one family. And we're gonna have our squabbles and our arguments and stuff like that. But we're a family, we're together. And I noticed that, you know what, it's not going to take, a lot of us are not going to catch on to it. We're not. You know, most of us are still asleep to the stuff. We've been so indoctrinated with them, we're asleep. But as more and more of us start to wake up and we're starting to decolonize our minds, and more the voice gets louder and louder and louder, and people start hearing about it. You know, it's funny because we never have that space by ourselves at all. So tonight was the Wiz Khalifa show, and here it is, a hip hop show, and nothing but a ton of white folks walking out. A ton. But I doubt you'll see a black person in the picture shows. So we gotta unite and think for ourselves, people. Thank you for watching. That's my little commentary for today.